Hey, what's going on? Um, I know I always say this and it ends up being long, but this one is going to be short. Actually, last time was short. Hope everyone's doing well. I just saw a funny story, and the story was pretty. It was so good. I thought I have to um, talk about this real quick because it's a lot of stuff we were talking about. And check this out. It's pretty interesting. Um, give me a second. Give me a second to pull this bad boy up because it's funny, but right here it has to do with everybody's favorite jailhouse snitch. Um, what's his name? Takashi 69, and what he did was pretty interesting. Peep this. He said this. What Takashi said, and this was pretty nuts. He announced today this on Instagram. He said, if Billboard don't cheat us out of the number one, we streamed over 200 million in 5 days, more than any song out, with no radio or playlisting, and still leading is crazy. These girls are gonna make an OnlyFans free of charge for the first 7 days. Go get Gooba on iTunes. So what he's saying is the women from his video, and I'm not gonna play the video because every single thing I do leads to a copyright strike, so I'm not gonna do that. Anything I play, like every single thing I've put up so far has gotten copyright strike. So I'm not gonna play the video, but basically these girls are in the video. So what's interesting is he's straight up now just prostituting his video girls. He's basically being a suitcase pimp for streams. He's basically pimping his video girls for streams. That is very interesting to me. Like, that's what the game has come to. And what's interesting now is, right, since I did those couple of streams, I don't look for this stuff anymore. It's not like I'm sitting up every day and just looking for this stuff. I got other things to think about and do, including the podcast. New episode up today. Go to search anywhere you listen to podcasts and put Champion Sharks to get the latest episode with Nashville Khan. We're talking about Muslim stuff and brown representation and things like the Aziz Ansari supposed sex harassment thing. It's a pretty interesting thing. Definitely check that out. But yeah, it's not gonna go looking for this stuff. But now I guess I woke up a lot of people's third eyes. You know what I'm saying? And now people are just finding stuff that's like, oh man, this is exactly what T was talking about. So people are just sending me all types of stuff now. That it's cool because I like having things confirmed, And NC said he took cues from Doja Cat, kind of, sort of, but this dude's always been kind of good internet troll to begin with. Like I said, check out this guy's Trap Lore Ross on YouTube, his Clout Chronicles, and he breaks a lot of it down. But yeah, what is Let Him Use You? 2008 B. Scott, because I keep hearing people say that, and I think it's one of those things where I'm just not knowing the reference. Yeah, but what does Let Him Use You refer to? Because I heard that from someone else, or was that from you yesterday? I don't know. But yeah, Salam said no. Doja Cat took cues from 6ix9ine, but these are people. They all take cues from each other anyway. Like, for example, I recently found out all the stuff that people do to kind of get these types of followings and everything. And someone asked, share your thoughts about the OnlyFans phenomenon generally. And you know what I'll tell you about OnlyFans? One thing I found interesting about OnlyFans is how many people actually think they have a relationship with OnlyFans girls. And when I saw OnlyFans, I thought that thing was gonna flop. I thought it was gonna flop. I'm like, yo, this OnlyFans thing, porn can't even get people to pay. They're showing all types of stuff. So see some regular schmegular girls show a boob or something. That thing's gonna flop. And boy, was I wrong. And the reason why I was wrong is because it's a whole different generation, and I misread what the real selling point is. And I'll tell you something else. It even applies to me. What I mean by that is when I started this podcast, I had this idea. I'm just gonna make good content, good thought-provoking content, and that's gonna sell the podcast. It's gonna be one of those things so good they can't ignore you. That was my idea. Make the podcast so good they can't ignore you. Make the information so good that people have to get hooked. And I started realizing that doesn't really work. It works to a degree. Like the podcast has like a moderate success. It's not terrible, but people are more into connection and having friends and virtual friends. People are severely alienated. That's why people are watching videos where they just watch reaction videos where someone just reacts to a trailer. Like, these people want a friend to sit next to them and react to the trailer with them, and they don't even have a friend to do that. People are watching videos of girls sitting across from them from a table eating, and you think that's weird, and they start realizing, wait, these people just want to be want to fool themselves that they're not alone. So porn doesn't do that. Porn just shows you two people screwing, whereas OnlyFans, I saw this video where they're interviewing different OnlyFans girls, and OnlyFans girls saying the biggest part of my job is to just be up in there typing all day. Like, all my simps kind of expect a certain amount of interaction. So the pornographic part is almost secondary to them, to the other stuff, which is the connection and feeling. And this video, the guy interviewed some simps, and the simps were even saying, yeah, with porn, I just feel like worse after I beat my meat, and I'm just looking at the screen and just feeling more alone than ever. But with the OnlyFans girl, I feel like, like, I don't think it's my girlfriend, but I feel like it's some kind of, at least a friend or some kind of connection. Like, basically, they're telling themselves they don't feel like it's as sad anymore, So yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. It's but I think that's what all these people want. They want fans to be friends with. And I mean, they want to be friends, not just fans. And I started realizing that with podcasts. Like, I started realizing that like, I'm the kind of person, I'm not trying to get too close with every Tom, Dick, and Harry fan, because then you may get some weirdos with bad boundaries. Some people are just weird out there on the internet. I think I don't want to make a coolness with everybody, but on the other hand, I kind of realized, hey, I could probably make a lot more money if I was just always super accessible and feeding this feeling of friendship. Like, what I call it is a friendstitute. Like, there's a lot of people who, the same way influencers have like a decoy jobs, there's a lot of people who their real function is to be a friendstitute. Like, like the friend version of a prostitute. And people don't really care about the information or what you're doing, even if you're funny. They just want to feel like they have a cool friend. But the other thing is too, I feel like that's kind of just a big move to a certain degree, because I feel like you're taking advantage of people's loneliness if you like if you just try to weaponize it and make money off of it. There's something that just feels kind of grimy about doing that to people. To me, like don't do that to people. Like so it's like I like talking to people. I like chilling with people. I like doing whatever, but I always think it's a bit much to overdo where you pretend to be people's friends. Um, let's see. I'm just looking at comments. So 2008 B Scout said, "Just cook your fried chicken with extra spices and eat it in front of us." Hey, but people ask for it. Um, but OnlyFans is huge, and I don't have any problems with it. I think it's gonna be kind of interesting because it's gonna destigmatize sex work so much. The way it's gonna destigmatize sex work is gonna be insane, and I think that's gonna be a cool thing. But like the reason I bring this up about the whole Friendstitute thing, right, is Nicki Minaj has these crazy fans called the Barbs. I never understood what the deal with the Barbs were and why they were so crazy, but then I started researching and I found out she spent years like grooming these people. So she would been DMing these people for like 10 years or so, and she does a lot of extra stuff. Like I'll show you an example. Damn, was it something I said? Everyone left the room. I don't know what happened. A lot of people left the room, but oh well. Nicki Minaj offers to help a dozen fans pay college expenses. The rapper tweeted fans to DM your bank info in order for her to pay. So everyone DM'd their bank info, and then she gave them a bunch of money for college. Wow, that's cool. And apparently, she'll DM a lot of people in general. And people kept tweeting her like, "Hey, I need this." And she said, "Done. DM me your bank info. Done. DM me your bank info." And that was in 2017. She's done other stuff too. She's in 2018. She did it again. She paid 37 fans college tuitions. And it's cool that she does it. And she I hear there's other things to get her fans connected to her. She communicates regularly on social media. She exchanges a lot of personal things with her fans. She'll talk about drug abuse and drug use in their families. She provides encouragement and stuff, and she's known to be pretty accessible. And she built it up for a long time, and she's ended up using a lot of that to sell her records. I've noticed Iggy Azalea is doing something similar, but I think she's done so many other bad moves. It's offset her online army that she's built up. But OnlyFans is like that. OnlyFans is something where I think it's really the connection with people that they're selling more than the sex. Like I think the sex matters. Sex is not pointless, but it's not as big as people think. And I'm really wondering how long this alienation can keep going, and how much longer people can keep weaponizing and using it. Like there's one thing about people, like one thing I'll give people about like Nicki Minaj, she's always respectful to her fans, and she never she never like badmouths them. She keeps them feeling special, you know. But some of these other OnlyFans people, some of these other people, they're openly maligning like their simp fans. And maybe I'm naive too, because for me to be a simp, there's got to be a masochistic streak that you have. So maybe they're actually savvier than I am, and maligning the simps is actually gonna keep them around more. You know, Doja Cat was mocking the people who were kind of simping for her. You know, she straight up said like, my simp army has risen again when they got her to #1, and then after she didn't show her boobs, she was like, yeah, y'all got played. But the main thing I want to talk about though was just this thing with Tekashi 6ix9ine. This to me was just crazy. Again, that he's actually going to pimp out these girls to get to #1. And the scary thing is it will probably work, you know. So they're actually going to create OnlyFans accounts just to make this thing happen. And this is becoming very normal. And The Onion had something that I thought was really really funny and cool, because it showed how bad all this is getting, right? The Onion made a straight up joke about it, you know. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Actually, this is interesting. Hold on. Hold on. I just found something interesting. I wasn't even planning to show this, but peep this. This is Tekashi 6ix9ine talking.
Be real disappointed if Billboard gets paid for #1s, somehow manipulate the charts. I want the whole world to see this, because what I'm about to show you is a forecast, right, of what every label in the world gets. Atlantic, Interscope, Republic, Columbia, Sony, Universal Music. Every label gets this, right? This forecast was today, Friday. So it was sent yesterday. This is the forecast from yesterday, right? #1, Doja Cat, Say So. #2, 6ix9ine, Gooba. #3, The Weeknd, Blinding Lights. 4, Megan Thee Stallion. #5, Ariana Grande, Was Stuck With You. Last night, which is completely illegal, last night, last second, like last hour, Stuck With You by Ariana Grande submit 60,000 units out of nowhere, completely out of nowhere. This is the forecast they sent every label. It puts Ariana Grande Was Stuck With You at 43.7, which jumps 12 points. They went from being 5th place to 1st place out of nowhere, right? It puts Gooba 40 points. So Gooba never jumps to #1, but Ariana jumps from #5 to #1. And then they post for a very limited time. So Billboard, I'll be real disappointed, because this is for every rapper, artist in the world, every genre. If you manipulate the charts, right, and you create bundles, let's go to Google, right? Let's go to Google real quick. Google streamed over 200 million streams, more than Stuck With You, Doja Cat, more than every artist that released a song this week, double the times. It's a landslide, right? Sony, Doja Cat is, I believe it's Sony. Sony is an audit to Billboard, and they said, We want to see your numbers because we're not comfortable being number 3. We want number 1. I mean, no, I think they said we're comfortable with Tekashi being number 1, but why are we number 3? So Universal Music has put an audit in, and Sony has put an audit in because.
So basically, scammers actually calling other scammers because everybody, like, if I know I'm scamming, I'm gonna be the first one to be able to see you're scamming because I'm thinking the same way. So now these people are eating each other, like, you know what I'm saying? This And now the record labels are getting involved and doing audits to see what exactly is going on. So if you see the thing that Tekashi 69 just did, it's kind of funny to see how things are getting so scammy. There's not even honor among thieves anymore. People are just straight up the piranha are just eating each other and cannibalizing each other. Meanwhile, this guy, at the same time, well, he's accurately calling out everyone else is scamming. He's not wrong. That's fishy as hell. You know, he's calling it out, but he's also trying to pimp the girls in his video and get them to do 7 days free on OnlyFans to get his things up. So what I'm saying is, when people look at this era, how are you ever going to really evaluate what was popular or what was good? Like, one thing we do when we look at the past, when we do pop culture history and stuff, we look at what was big this year. 1961, what was in the charts? What was that? 1966. Now you're gonna look at this stuff 20 years from now, and you're not gonna have an idea of what anything meant, what was actually listened to, whatever. None of it's gonna make any type of sense, and that's just gonna be the new normal, you know. But what I saw from Onion, I thought this was pretty good, and it made me think that someone at Onion is a fan of Champagne Sharks because this came out today, and I thought this was pretty funny. They made fun of all this. Onion put this out. They said Drake fans accuse Kenny Chesney of manipulating Billboard charts by putting effort into an album. So they kind of made fun of the anti-effort thing. The anti-craft thing that we always talk about, where everyone is doing everything to manipulate things except just put out quality stuff that they care about. So and the fans call out other artists not for anything substantial, but for, you know, being better cheaters than they are. That's pretty much what they call each other out for. Like they'll take turns calling each other out for being better cheaters than them. So this article kind of made fun of that. It says, and this is Onion. It's obviously fake for people who don't know. Calling the country singer's place at the top of 200 completely illegitimate, fans of the rapper singer Drake took to social media Friday to accuse Kenny Chesney of manipulating Billboard's algorithm by putting effort into his album. Quote, "It's just unfair that this guy could keep Drake from his rightful place on the charts by putting out quality music that he actually cares about," said Aiden Howard, 14, who echoed a sentiment of Drake fans worldwide in his assertion that the artist's mediocre B-sides deserve more acclaim and recognition. Quote, "He clearly gained the streaming numbers when he decided to put time and energy into his craft. It's such horseshit that Billboard rewards that behavior and punishes Drizzy for making a half-assed mixtape full of songs he already dropped on SoundCloud. How the hell is Tootsie Slide going to compare to a song that the artist thought about for more than 15 minutes? At press time, Drake released a statement asking fans to ignore Kenny Chesney and focus on the horseshit that he just released instead." And I just find it funny. I think the guy's a Champagne Sharks fan. That's all I want to say. And yeah, so I thought that was funny that people are actually prostituting their video vixens to get streams while also calling each other out. And this isn't just music. The whole thing is unsustainable. And it is what it is. And anyway, I hope everyone's doing okay. And I hope y'all are feeling well this weekend. And comment, like, subscribe, Check out patreon.com/champagne sharks. And everybody, be good.